yesterday, and I think you saw probably my live 2 days ago where I went through going through all the different titles and sharing with people how we use the titles to generate the video descriptions that increases the chance of our podcast showing up on something like ChatGPT. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Hmm. What does it cost to build an SB 1123 project? What does it cost to build an SB 1123 project? What does it cost to build an SB 1123 project? And what does it cost to build an SB 1123 project? How? Okay, I like that one. Let's see what's there. Yeah, I'll check that out. Okay. Okay, we got that. Let's see. What's
zone. So now, so many single family zone. So many years later, we finally have this shift with SB9, which is like now we can have four homes where we used to have just one. And now with SB 1123, it's even further step. So it's getting there, but we need a little bit more of a shift in the mindset. We have problems with the city, but it's all people. Like some of them just don't like it, which I think is a problem because we need to do a better job explaining what it is. It's a gentle density. It's not gonna ruin your city. It's not gonna be like skyscrapers everywhere. It's just gonna make the city more nicer and more diverse and more affordable.
That's a good one.
Why do you think affordable housing, particularly the lack of supply of affordable housing, has like just been so hard to solve for? I think everybody wants more housing, nobody wants to be told that. And so what ends up happening is we run into bureaucratic fiefdoms in every jurisdiction. And that's what makes SB 9 and SB 1123 so special. Because we get to walk in with a uniform set of rules that cannot be ignored. But the nice thing is that while we are doing mindful development, reasonable, feasible infill development, we're not at war with every NIMBY neighborhood. But affordability is not just low price housing movement. It's about an increased standard of living for most of the people, and it's about a profitable path for investors to be able to deploy capital equity. The government cannot solve housing. The government can give us rules so that we have clarity on moving forward. But at the end of the day, it is private investors, capitalists, and people that are deploying money to build housing that can solve housing.
Hmm. Good one. Let's see one
In
last
SB
one.
1123, you can create up to 10 new parcels from a single parcel. SB 9 does 1 to 2. SB 1123 goes 1 to up to 10. Get that up to 10. What the state didn't want to have happen is somebody can split a 1 acre parcel into 4 expansion lots where you are creating housing, not really creating density. And so the goal here is to create density in these areas to maximally utilize single family. And what the law requires is that we build at least 66% of the area's density regulation, which is in areas that are valuable, is going to be 30 units per acre. At 30 units per acre, 66% of that is done. 20 at 20 units per acre, we can only create 10. So now we're down to a half an acre parcel. So we're advising our investors, we're advising our partners to look for parcels that are at or below half an acre.
Hmm. And all right, that's it. Hope everyone had a good Friday. I'll see you all tomorrow. That's how we come up with all the right rules. That's how we come up with the right reels, and that's how I want to promote the podcast. This is going to get released on Monday. If you're watching the live, you got an early preview. So look out